Okay, so if you clicked on this video, you already know what we're going to be talking about today. But before we do, let me just give a disclaimer because y'all like to tussle. And I don't want to tussle. I want to have a conversation, but I am not a barb and I am not Barty Gang. I do not have an allegiance to either side, okay? I have never purchased concert tickets, merch, vinyls, music. The most I do is stream and like some pictures. I've never invested any money into either side, okay? I am not a stan, okay? So, if you are deep in the trenches with either side of this, you might not want to watch this video because I might say some things about your fave that you don't like. And I'm all here for opinions and comments. I want to have a conversation. But if you really take this type of stuff to heart, you might not want to listen to this video. But anyway, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about today is why are we comparing Cardi's second studio album to Nicki's fifth studio album? Shouldn't we be going two for two? I mean, I just feel like that's the most fair thing to do. We should be comparing Am I the Drama to Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded. Now, granted, Roman Reloaded didn't do that much more than Pink Friday 2. Pink Friday 2 did 228K and Roman Reloaded did 253K according to chat data. But still, I just feel like that's the fair thing to do. Now, someone else might say it's not fair though, because Nicki's first album was released in 2010 and her second album was released in 2012, whereas Cardi's first album was released in 2018 and her second one wasn't released until this year, 2025. To be honest, I guess I can see valid points in both arguments. Y'all let me know how y'all feel because on one hand, it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. There may not be as much hype around an album 7 years later, and it may be more hype releasing within 2 years of your first album. But then again, you risk oversaturation. So it's really no correct play. It's like I can definitely see where the anticipation can build up over 7 years, and I also can see how it can die down over 7 years. It depends on the listener and the fan. And then I also can see how some people might say 2 years is too soon. Or some people may say, man, listen, you hot right now, get that out. You ain't going to oversaturate. And really, while we're on the oversaturation argument, back when Nicki was dropping her second and first album, um, she was the hottest thing out. She was the only thing out, really. So there was no such thing as oversaturation with her at that time. But I don't know. I just still feel like the correct thing to do would be to compare Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded to I Am the Drama. I don't think we should be comparing Pink Friday 2 to I Am the Drama. The only reason why I would even entertain that argument is because the numbers of Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded, and Pink Friday 2 are so close. That's the only reason. But at the end of the day, I think we should be going two for two. So with that said, just keep in mind that in this video, I am mostly going to be comparing Nicki's second album to Cardi's second album, not second to fifth. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so first let's just go feature for feature. Let's compare the features on Roman Reloaded to the features on I Am the Drama. So Nicki had Cameron, Rick Ross, Two Chainz, Lil Wayne, Nas, Drake, Jeezy, Chris Brown, and Bobby Valentino. Oh, and Beanie Man on on her second album. Now, on Cardi's second album, I Am the Drama, she had Summer Walker, Selena Gomez, Kehlani, Lizzo, Cash Cobain, Lourdes, Janet Jackson. I don't know if I really want to count Janet Jackson, but whatever. Tyla and Megan Thee Stallion. Now, it's obvious which of these albums had the stronger feature list. And if you say it's Cardi, I don't even really want to talk to you because you're obviously delusional. I don't expect kids, like literal children, to understand the impact of Nicki's features on Roman Reloaded because if I'm going to be honest, a few of these rappers are not as hot as they used to be. But back when this album was released, Cameron, Rick Ross, you couldn't get away from Two Chains. You couldn't get away from Wayne. Nas, he wasn't in his prime, but he's a legend. Drake, Jeezy, come on, Jeezy, Chris Brown, Bobby Valentino. I could argue that he wasn't in his prime either in 2012. Um, but he was still relevant enough and people like his voice. And Beanie Man, like, I'm not a huge Beanie Man fan. I know one or two songs, but in his community, in the Caribbean community, he's like Jay-Z to them. You can't compare that feature list to Summer Walker. Selena Gomez is one of the hotties. She is up there. Kaylani is in her prime as well, but she's not a Rick Ross in his prime. Lizzo is not a Wayne in his prime. Like none of these people. Cash Cobain is hot right now. Lourdes, I haven't heard of her since she was on Pink Friday too. Janet Jackson, legend, but really, like I said, I'm not counting that as a feature. Tyler fell off big time. And Megan the Stallion, I mean, this isn't a WAP isn't a new song, but she still added it to the album. And Megan Thee Stallion can't find a hit. So we just are not going to argue the feature list. That's just not. I'm going to give my opinion. Feel free to give yours, but undoubtedly, Nicki has the stronger feature list. Now, even though that's my opinion, and I really want to go as far to say it's a fact, I can still give grace and understanding because Cardi did mention that she asked a few more people to get on her album and they were doubting it. They didn't want to get on it. So, I mean, that just makes it clear that Nicki's impact in 2012 is not Cardi's impact in 2025. The appeal to get on their songs is not equivalent. Nicki was on every song you heard in 2012. So I'm sure on her album, if anything, she only had to ask once. People probably were asking to get on her album, and I'm sure they probably were doing it for free. It was an even exchange. 2025, people are doubting Cardi, and that makes me think that it's like who if she can't get anybody on her album, what is happening behind the scenes? Like, does the music industry really believe in Cardi because they know stuff before we regular folk know it? Do they know that it's about to go downhill? Like, what is going on? Because Cardi is still a big name. You can't really mention Nicki without mentioning Cardi today. Like, she is one of the top female rappers in the game right now. So why do you have to beg for features? Why aren't people running to get on your album? Because I know I'm not the only one that remembers when Cardi started the promo for I Am the Drama and SZA was in the comments saying, "Child, let me send my verse." SZA, what happened? SZA's not on the album. Like, I don't get that. And even though I have my own opinions, I feel like the music industry is very opportunistic. And so what I just can't wrap my mind around is people not getting on her album. Now, going back to SZA probably didn't get on that album, child, because when she did that remix with Cardi for the Flo Milli song, it flopped. It is no reason why that remix should have flopped. That the original song was so viral and hot, that remix should have took it even further. Everybody was saying Cardi wasn't needed on that song, and it should have just been SZA and Flo Milli. So I don't know if SZA backed out of getting on the album because of that, which honestly probably was a smart move because let's just think as an artist, just like I said, there's always two sides to every argument. So just like I said, as big as Cardi seems to be, people should be running to get on her album how they were for Nicki back in 2012. It's also evident that Cardi's features don't really stick. Like she hasn't had a feature that stuck since Tomorrow too. And so if I'm an artist and I want to keep the stains off my jacket, I'm not going to get on something that is not 99% guaranteed to climb the charts or at least have an extremely long viral moment. Because if I get on something that flops and I'm at the top of my career because SZA is in her prime, she's arguably in her prime, that could diminish her status right now. And so I don't know. I don't feel like she was wrong for not getting on the album and thinking about it in this way now. I don't think anybody is wrong for not getting on Cardi's album. The risk probably didn't outweigh the reward for them. And since I knew that some of y'all are still going to want to compare I Am the Drama to Pink Friday 2, I started to think about Pink Friday 2's feature list. And at first, I was going to say that Cardi's feature list is better. But I just looked at it again. Nicki had J. Cole, Lil Wayne, Tate Cobain, which, I mean, I don't really know who Tate Cobain is, no shade. Drake, Lourdes, Little Uzi, Skilla Bang, and Skang. To be honest, I don't know them either. And Future and Tasha Cobbs on that gospel song. I'm sorry. Even with the people that I don't know on this feature list, Nicki takes it. Nicki takes it. Future, GOAT. Wayne, GOAT. Drake, GOAT. J. Cole, GOAT. Now, I don't think any of them, though, besides J. Cole, gave their best work to Nicki on this album. I've heard better from Wayne. I've heard way better than Drake. I mean, from Drake. I've heard way better from Drake than his verse on Needles. Way better from Uzi. Um, Future was pretty typical, but all that aside, the feature list is stronger on Pink Friday 2 than it is on I Am the Drama. It's just, and maybe it's not fair. It's just a fact though, but maybe it's not fair. Nicki been in the game longer, so she has stronger ties to the big dogs. Like Future, y'all remember when he made Megan pay 250K for a verse? He's not doing that to Nicki. Drake, even though they're always fighting, Drake is the biggest rapper in the world. And I don't want to hear you Kendrick fans. I don't give a fuck. Drake is the biggest rapper in the world. Wayne, go. Like, she has ties to some of the biggest rappers in the world. So maybe it's not fair. Shit, maybe I'm wrong for comparing the feature list on Roman Reloaded to the feature list on I Am the Drama. I don't know. And I'm going to contradict myself because I literally said in the beginning of this video that we're not going to be comparing Pink Friday 2 to I Am the Drama. But since we're since we're talking about it now, what I will give Cardi is that her beats, for the most part, were current and I liked them. I liked her beats. Nicki on Pink Friday too, I didn't really like a lot of her beats. Now, a lot of people will say, well, the talent is in the pen. So fuck the beat. Her talent is shown through her writing ability, which is true. It carried the album. Whereas with Cardi, I feel like her beats carried the album. Most people don't listen to Nicki for a fire beat. They want to dissect what she says. I can't say the same for Cardi. Cardi makes good songs. So maybe that's not a valid argument either, but it's just one of my biggest critiques of Nicki is she just will not get with the times like she used to. Like back in the day, you could count on Nicki hopping on a trend and making it her own. That's how she stayed relevant. But I just feel like now she feels like she earned her stripes, she put in her time, and she doesn't need to do that. But that's how you keep things going. Yes, you have a solidified fan base that is going to love and buy everything that you do, but it's just still nice when we get a trendy song where you showing your ass, and we don't get that anymore. Whereas Cardi, she hopping on all the new beats. Cash Cobain, I really want Nicki to work with him. I don't know if she I don't know if she will now because he worked with Cardi, but that's one thing I could say about Cardi is she stays with the time, and I don't know if it's because she's younger than Nicki, because when Nicki was her age, she was hopping on the trendy beats and stuff like that and doing the unofficial remixes and stuff. Um, but yeah, that's my biggest gripe between the beats on both albums. Now, the beats on Roman Reloaded, fire. Some of them are dated now because it's over 10 years later. But back when it was released, even the EDM music that she had on there, Marilyn Monroe and Starships and all of that, even those beats was fire. So there's that. But anyway, now let's get into the disses. Let's go diss for this. I listened to Magnet and Pretty and Petty. And I just have to be honest, neither one of them should, both of them combined are not seeing Stupid Hoe. Like, can we just be real, y'all? They're not seeing Stupid Hoe. Are you dumb? If you think that you must be a stupid hoe, they're not seeing Stupid Hoe. Let's get in the lyrics. Let's get into the lyrics. Hold on. Nikki came in saying, I get it cracking like a bad back. Bitch talking she the queen, but she looking like a lab rat. I'm Angelina, you Jennifer. Come on, bitch. You see where Brad at? It's levels. She's saying, bitch, it's levels. You not over. Let me stop guessing it. Let me stop guessing it. But I love this song. We're not going to talk about how she called Little Kim Baby Bop. Baby Bop, though? Like, come on. Then the part when she said, look, Bubbles, go back to your habitat. MJ going and I ain't having that. How you gonna be the stunt double to a nigga monkey? What, Nikki? Oh my goodness. I know in 2025 we're not calling black women monkeys. I understand that, but I gagged. And then the singing parts take me out every time. I hate Nicki Minaj singing. I like some songs, like I like Save Me and those girls, but I don't get into Nicki singing. She cannot sing. But when that part, you're a stupid hoe, you're a stupid hoe, you're a stupid hoe, and I ain't that no motherfucker. I should have gave y'all a trigger warning before I started singing. I'm so sorry about that. But when that part comes on, I sing it with my chest. Okay? Volume turned up, singing with my chest. I may be biased with this because I was there when Stupid Ho was released. I remember listening to that song on the bus on my way to school in the morning. So maybe I am not the best judge of this. I will say that. I will put that out there and be honest and say I am a little biased when it comes to Nicki and her disses, okay? Magnet, Pretty and Petty, cute, cute, cute girls. They're not seeing Stupid Hell. But let's be fair. Let's get into the lyrics of Magnet. First of all, before we start talking about the lyrics, why is nobody talking about the fact that this is the same exact beat as the song Drink, Drank, by Baby Swag and 42 Doug? The same exact beat. I don't know the logistics of how beat selling works in the background, but you're not going to gaslight me into thinking that this isn't the same beat. But anyway, I gagged when Cardi said, "Slow faced bitch, whose spot is you taking? We know, we know who she's talking about." I'm not going to say, but I'll drop a picture. We know who she talking about. I gagged. Now, this next lyric from Magnet that I'm gonna read the whole thing because literally several bars back to back are about the same person. She said, "Now let's talk about this hating ass bitch, ungrateful ass bitch." I feel like the hating ungrateful is obviously talking about JT. And I think the reason why she's saying that she's ungrateful is because that Cardi gave the City Girls their first hit. And Cardi probably looking at it like, girl, I'm part of the reason why you blew up. Why is you playing with me? Then she says, "I don't care, but somebody gotta say it ass bitch, fake friend ass bitch, a clown ass bitch, on the neck, kick your friend while she down ass bitch." We all know that when JT and Young Miami was going back and forth online, Young Miami made a tweet saying that JT was kicking her while she's down. So now, if you weren't sold on the first part, you have to be sold now that she's 100% talking about JT. Then she says, "Your loyalty depends who you around, ass bitch. Backdoor hoe, hating on the low, ass bitch. You a shady ass bitch. You've been trash since birth. Mama didn't want you, Brenda's baby, ass bitch." I gagged. I gagged. Tell wagon ass bitch, bottom feeder ass bitch, all that dick riding still ain't get no feature ass bitch. She's talking about Nicki. Now, that's debatable because Nicki put her on her Super Freaky remix, Super Freaky Girl remix, and Nicki did get on No Bars, but it was never released. So, I mean, that's debatable. Just like when Cardi says she was the first female rapper on the cover of Vogue. Not true. She was on the first uh she was the first female rapper to be on the cover of Vogue America, which is arguably the most important one. Um but she was not the first female rapper to be on Vogue in general. So she tends to do that sometimes where she tweaks the truth, but it was still a gag because we all know that JT and Nicki are no longer cool. Then she says she just mad she got a nigga she be sharing bags with T because although I love Uzi, I don't care what Uzi do. Nobody can make me hate Uzi. He be out here acting crazy. And JT is a better woman than I will ever be. Because if my man got on stage rolling around doing splits with a Birkin, I would be done. And he be doing that little feminine stuff sometimes. So it's T that they be sharing bags. My nigga cheat, but I don't stick no dildo in his ass. That's T as well. You look a hot mess. Easily impressed ass bitch. You never gave looks, you just started getting dressed ass bitch. Ricky Yo, the only fashion house you know ass bitch. You shoulda asked me what it took you to the show, little bitch. That's about it for Magnum. Let's get Magnum. That's about it for Magnet. Let's get into Pretty and Petty. She dog walked Bia. Although this song is not stupid whole level, I would be a hating lying ass bitch if I didn't say she dog walked Bia. Cardi ass came in talking about name 5 Bia songs, gun pointing to your head. Bow, I'm dead. And no shade, I would have been dead too, because I don't know. I don't know 5 songs. I don't even know two. I know a whole lot of money, but that's it. She said that that melatonin flow putting us to bed and is no shade Bia. She probably raps like lyrically better than Cardi, but she's just not. She just anytime Cardi can talk about your flow, you're trash. You're trash. It's always giving whisper raps like the Yin Yang twins. I'm just not here for it. It's very boring. Cardi said, "You want to beef with me? Are you sure? Do you even have a BET award?" Child. No shade to BET, but that's the bottom of the barrel award. No shade. So, yes, it is saying a lot if you don't even have a BET award. And then the part where she says that Bia is 32 with acne. Bitch, I cackled. So yeah, she does have some good parts in both of her disses. But if we go in diss for diss, that's the purpose of this video. I'm putting on Stupid Hoe before I put on Magnet and or Pretty and Petty every time. Every time. And then speaking of disses, everybody keeps saying that Cardi dissed all the other rap girlies, but she knew not to say nothing about Nicki. Are y'all dumb? Lourdes was the diss. Now, you may say that that was cowardly because she took the easy way out. She didn't really respond to Nicki. She just used Lourdes as a pawn. But it depends on who you ask. Because, yeah, I mean, I guess I could see the argument that she took the easy way out. But also, I feel like she backdoored her by using her artist. Like, okay, bitch, I might not be dissing you verbally, but I have your artist that was on your last album on my album now. That's my get back. So stop saying she didn't diss Nicki. Lourdes was the diss. Even if that was not good enough for you. Lourdes is not a big artist at all. She's not on Summer Walker's level. She's not on Kaylani's level. Nobody is seeking out Lourdes. I have not heard of Lourdes since she's been on Pink Friday. This was 100% calculated and it was a way to get back at Nicki. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the diversity of both albums. So Roman Reloaded, Pink Friday Roman Reloaded was extremely diverse. The first half was hardcore rap. She had some R&B in there as well. Um, but the last half was pop and EDM, which I loved. I know some people did not like it. They felt like she was selling out or trying to cross over too soon. But me personally, I listened to Starships, Pound the Alarm, Whip It, Beautiful Sinner. Oh my goodness, that was my shit. I listened to those songs just as much as I listened to Bees in the Trap, Whole Lane, Champion. I listened to the whole album. I loved it. Whereas with Cardi, she does have some R&B on her album, I Am the Drama, but Cardi will never be able to cross over into pop, and definitely not EDM. She doesn't have the delivery for it. Like Nicki's delivery is over Cardi's. Not only is her writing ability over Cardi's, but Nicki's delivery and how she says things is very diverse. Cardi's accent and her tongue holds her back. Maybe I don't want to say accent because accents aren't typically an issue. Um, but it's just her. I don't know. It's her, I think it's her tongue. It's just so thick. She cannot pronounce certain words, and when she tries, she does it in such a way that will throw her off the beat. So she won't ever be able to cross over fully into the pop world or EDM. And for that diversity, I am going to have to give to Nicki as well. She had at least three different genres of music on that album, and it didn't seem forced or gimmicky. It was very effortless, and I liked it. But as I sit here and try to think of more things to compare and contrast between these two albums, I'm really finding it hard. And I think I'm finding it hard because we shouldn't be comparing them. Don't get me wrong, I know that rap is a competitive sport. Music in general is, but rap in particular is very competitive. It's just like you have people out here who are die-hard Cowboy fans and will argue you down, even though the Cowboys haven't won the Super Bowl in years, but they stick by their team. They know all the stats. They know everything. It's just like that with rap. You have the fans who know all the album sales, know all the charting singles, know everything of their fave. And so it might be a little hypocritical to say that we shouldn't be comparing the two. It may be contradicting to say that because it's a competitive sport, but let me just give another example. We're not comparing Sabrina Carpenter to Mariah Carey. And the reason why I use those two ladies is because let's think of Mariah Carey's voice as Nicki's writing ability. And let's think of Cardi's influence as Sabrina Carpenter's influence right now. I know that Barty Gang loves to say that Cardi is a writer and she writes and this and that. I don't believe that Cardi is a writer. I believe that she has written some songs, and I do believe that some of the songs that she has written have been good. For example, Press. A lot of people throw shade at Press. I love Press. And the last time that I looked, I won't say I love it, but I really did like it. Um and the last time I looked at the credits, she's the only name on there. So she does have the ability to write, but she's not a Nicki Minaj. And can we just be honest about that? Like, I don't understand. Even if you are Barty Gang, why can't you just be honest about the different skill set? You could say that Cardi has more influence, she hotter, she's more relevant. You could say that Nicki is washed, old, and bitter, but we can't take away from that woman's pen. And so that's why I'm comparing her pen, Nicki's pen, to Mariah Carey's voice. Now, you don't have people out here comparing Sabrina Carpenter's voice to Mariah Carey. And if we want to take it a step further, in Mariah Carey's prime, there would be no Sabrina Carpenter. If we want to keep it a bean, that doesn't take away from Sabrina Carpenter's influence now. She the hottest thing out right now. But she's not seeing Mariah's voice. Now, where Mariah lacks, she excels. Mariah stands like a fucking mannequin on a stage. And now that I think about it, Nicki gets the same critiques. She may move around more than Mariah Carey, but Nicki ain't no dancer. And for real, she be on stage looking a fool sometimes with the shit that she be doing. I don't know if she really thinks she be dancing or she just be being goofy. I don't know. Whereas Cardi, she's definitely better at choreography and she has the stripping background, so that helps her. She's more athletic, hands down, for sure. And Sabrina Carpenter, compared to Mariah Carey, definitely has a better stage presence. Um, so yeah, I just feel like we should not be comparing one to the other. It's just not fair. It will never be fair because the skill set is just completely different. And then I'm also a little confused about it because back when Cardi first started popping off in the music industry, I remember her doing a video talking about she didn't care about being super duper lyrical. I'm gonna see if I can find a clip of that because people were comparing her pen to Nicki to Nicki's pen. And I remember her saying, I don't care about writing. I don't care about being lyrical. I want money. I want to top the charts. But now it seems like the longer she stays in the rap game, she is trying to prove that she can be lyrical. And so I was so confused when Imaginary Players dropped and she was taking it to her and saying real rap heads like it and this and that. It's like, which one is it? Did you? And it's fair. It's okay. People change every day. It's completely fair if over time, her doing music, her love for music evolved and now she does want to be recognized as a writer and a talented writer. I completely understand that, but acknowledge that because people like me that don't forget shit is thinking like, girl, why are you even arguing this? You said you don't care. You don't care about writing. But now she's trying to prove that she's a writer. And I'm over here like, fuck the writing. I want to see growth in your delivery. It was some songs on that album, on I Am the Drama, that I had to skip because it's just like she was fighting the beat. She could not catch it. Her tongue is too thick. It was just, it did not flow properly. Cardi is so worried about people respecting her lyrically. She needs to focus on her delivery. She's been in the game for almost 10 years. There is no reason why I shouldn't be able to understand what you are saying. And I heard someone say this. Um, and I can't remember who it was. We hold the other rap girls to a higher standard than we hold her, and she's at the top. Why are we letting her get away with being mediocre? This album was not worth the 7 year wait. The album itself isn't trash, but when you think of it in the greater scheme of things that we waited 7 years for this, it's trash, bro. And Also, no one is going to convince me that this wasn't forced by the record label. Just like Outside was forced, this album was forced. Cardi was going to keep pushing this back because she knew deep down inside she wasn't ready. And honestly, if this is what they came up with, she never would have been ready. So maybe it's good that they just forced her to do it, but there's no way that this is going to outsell Pink Friday 2 or Pink Friday Roman Reloaded. And if it does, call me a conspiracy theorist, but some strings were pulled in the background. Cause it's just no way. It's no way. There's nothing monumental about this album. It was not worth the wait. The rollout, in my opinion, was trash. It was on theme, but it was trash. It was filled with drama. So I guess if we grade it on its relevancy to the album, it wasn't trash. But she was going on talk shows like the Jennifer Hudson talk show. Like, no shade to that beautiful black woman, but what? Your audience isn't watching Jennifer Hudson? I don't want Cardi to flop. I do not want Cardi to flop. I am not that invested that I want Cardi to flop, but do I think she should flop? Yes. To uphold the integrity of rap, yes. Because if she does not flop, it's just showing that you can be mediocre and make it to the top. And you shouldn't be able to do that. Not after 7 years. If this second album came out 2 years after her first album, I probably wouldn't feel the same. A 7 year wait and this is what we got? Yeah, no, I'm not here for it. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.